Okay, it is student 4, lesson 4.3, linear inequalities. So we're going to explain and illustrate strategies to solve single variable inequalities. And we're going to graph them. So if you've got an equal sign, A equals B, you get one dot on the number line. So if I said x equals 3, I would have x equals 3 on the number line. So if I had x equals 3, if this was 0 here, and I have 1, 2, 3, I'd have a 3 here. I would have a dot on positive 3. Just a single dot. Okay? Now, again, we're comparing on the number line. So now we've changed the equal sign to a couple different things. We've got something that shows not equal. So is 5 equal to 6? No, they are not equal. So you would show these not equal. 3 is not equal to 5. Less than. So if you take your left hand and you put it up and you kind of tip your top fingers over, that looks like a less than symbol. Okay? So less than always points like an arrow to the left. So it's like an arrow pointing to the left. So this one is telling us that A is less than B. So if I had a number line, let's say B was the number 6, any number smaller than 6 could be an answer for A, because they're saying that the A number has to be smaller than the B number. That's what the less than sign means. Okay? So if B was 6, anything lower than 6 could be a possible answer for A. Now, greater than, same idea. Let's say I pick the letter A is going to be 15. Okay, if A is the number 15, and I want to say A is bigger than the B number, because that's what it means, greater than means it's bigger than, then anything lower than lower than A shows us that the A value 15 is bigger than that number. So B on the left-hand side of the equal sign could be any number from negative infinity all the way up to 14.99999. Okay, as long as it's not exactly 15. Now, the minute we throw an equal to sign under there, the minute we throw one of those lines under, that means it's also equal to. So that also tells us what color the dot is. So if it's an equal sign, the dot is a solid shaded in dot. But the minute we don't have an equal sign, these guys are white dots. They're not shaded in. The left-hand side, these guys would be shaded in. Those are shaded in dots. Okay, that's the difference. So let's take a look at how an example works. So we're going to graph what these actually look like. So it says, we are asked to graph a solution of x is greater than 2. Well, we could have any possible answer. They're saying 3 is bigger than 2, pi is bigger than 2, 7 is bigger than 2, the square root of 29 is bigger than 2. That means it could be any type of answer. It could be a square root, a fraction, a decimal, anything, as long as it's bigger than 2. Now, the sign does not have a line under it. So because it doesn't have a line under it, if we look at the dot over here is clear. Okay, it is a white dot. So whenever we graph an inequality, we create a number line, okay? And all we do is we put our dot above the digit the answer is. So if I said my answer is x less than or equal to 4, I would have a number line, generic number line. I would create a number 4. I'd put my dot and I'd fill it in. You'd shade the dot in. I'm shading the dot in because I've got the line under it. And now what we do is we point it in the direction that this guy points. So since the arrow's pointing to the left, I'm going to draw an arrow pointing to the left from that dot. That's how we would graph these. So over here, on this x is greater than 2. So on this example right here, I'm doing in yellow. X is greater than 2. It's a white dot they're showing us right there, but their arrow is pointing to the right. That's why they took this line and they pointed it to the right from the arrow. From that little circle, they pointed it to the right. So let's take a look at how it's different on the next one. The next one is a white, or it's not a white dot, it's shaded. So on the first example, it's a white dot. Second example, it's shaded. Why did they shade the second one? That's right, just because of the line underneath it. Okay, anything with a line underneath it is going to be a shaded dot. Okay, just like this guy. So all you're doing is creating a blank, generic number line. This guy now is saying he's less than -2. We don't have a line under it, so it's a white circle, and it's pointing to the left. It's pointing to the left, so that's how they point it left. Okay, that's all this stuff is about. So let's take a look at a couple examples. So if I want to translate, that means I want to write a statement. Okay, that means I'm actually going to write a statement of what it means. So, at most, another word is maximum. That's another word for saying maximum. At least is another way of saying minimum. Okay? Must not exceed is another way of saying maximum. Okay? Must exceed, minimum, less than, means there's a maximum, so less than max. Okay, and more than, that's showing you a minimum. So they're either talking about a maximum amount of something or a minimum amount of something. Okay, so at most 3 students will not pass the test. So let's say maximum 3 students won't pass the exam. So maximum 3, so we have our 3. Maximum means that it's going to be pointing to the left. So whenever it's a max is always going to be pointing to the left. If it's a min's going to be pointing to the right. Okay, and that's always super important to remember. Okay? Okay. At least, that means minimum amount. Again, minimum amount is pointing to that direction. So here we're pointing to that direction. Why do these first 3 have a line under them? Why did the first 3 have a line under them? What does that tell us about the answer? Yep.
That it can be equal to or greater than 1.
That's right. So on the first example here, maximum 3 students will not pass the exam. So that's saying 3 students, or 2 students, or 1 student, or 0 students. So possible answers for these guys are 0 to 3. Those are possible answers. Because we have to think about what's possible. The fact that we have an inequality means we have a range of answers. Okay? So as long as it follows the guideline, it can be any range of answers. So that's why I have 4 different possible answers here. What about the next one? Sue is at least 5 years old. That means she is 5 or older. So that means she could be 5 or more. So that means she's got possible solutions are 5 and anything bigger. She might be 5.5 years old. She might be 5 3/4 years old. She might be 5.99999 years old. Okay? So again, 5 and anything bigger would be a solution. So lots of different solutions. So whenever it says, what is a possible solution for this, you just need to find out what numbers fit in that category. So on the next one, you cannot exceed 30 kilometers an hour in a school zone. This is a perfect one for a speeding ticket question. There are speeding ticket questions on your PAT that I've seen. For example, they will have this. They will have this 30 kilometers an hour. And then it's going to say, Susie got a speeding ticket. So what does that mean she was doing? So you would have your choices, A, B, C, D. So Susie was either traveling greater than 30, greater than or equal to 30, less than 30, less than or equal to 30. So which one of those would give her a speeding ticket? A, exactly. If she's going more than 30, she's getting a speeding ticket. Okay? So this one right there, that's a ticket. Okay? Which one tells us that she won't get a ticket? Which one tells us she won't get a ticket? C and D. What about B? She could do the speed limit or bigger. So, could she possibly get a ticket there? She could, but is it guaranteed? No, because she could be going 30. So the answer, yes, for a ticket is A. But the ones that we would say she won't get a ticket would be C and D. Okay, because B still has a possibility that she won't. Okay? All right. Let's try and write our examples for these ones. So, the next ones. Let's just read through these. You must exceed sales of $80. So it has to be over 80. So that's why they have S greater than 80. Why didn't they put a line under that one? Because that means it would be equal to 80. Did they say it has to be equal to? No, they said bigger than. If they say bigger than, there's no line under it. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Kate weighs less than 25 pounds. Must be a puppy dog or a little kid. So, K, less than 25. Should there be a line under it? No, because she's not weighing 25. She's under 25. Okay? How can I say Tim is greater than 9 years old? How would I write that? Tim is greater than 9 years old. How would I write that? Tim, T. How would I write is?
You just don't.
Because, well, we have is an equal sign, but are we talking about equal signs right now? No. So I said Tim is greater than 9 years old. So what would I write? So greater than, point to the right, and then 9. Good. So he's greater than 9 years old. Now, what if I said Tim is 9 or older? Then I put a line under. Good. It needs a line. Okay? All right, let's try and figure these guys out right here. So the first one says a number is more than 3. A number is more than 3. Whatever they're just saying a number, that's our x. Okay? So what way would I point my arrow if it says more than? What way does it point? Points to the right. So for A, I would have x is more than 3. Do I need a line under it? No. B, the cost is at most, meaning maximum $8. So could the cost be exactly $8? Yes. So since it could be $8 or less, what do you know about the sign I need? I need a line. Okay, less than or equal to 8. All right, let's take a look at the next one. C, Sue must not work more than 4 hours. So Sue can't work more than 4. So what do we say? Sue is going to be S. And we say 4 hours. But what's my symbol going to be? Is she allowed to work 4 hours? Yeah, but she can't work more than that. So if she can work exactly 4 hours, we need a line under it. But which way is it going to point? It's pointing to the left, less than. Okay? Because it's 4 hours or lower. Okay? That's what it means, must not work more than. Okay? So that's another way of saying maximum is 4 hours. All right. The value is more than $15. How would you say the value is more than 15? Can it be exactly 15? No. So do I need a line?
That's
No. So which way? Boom. Pointing to the right.
Yeah.
More than 50. Okay? Any questions on just figuring out what they're telling us? whether it's left or right. No? Okay? All right. I'm going to give you guys a few moments. I'd like you guys to work your page 217 to the end of 220. This concludes lesson 4.3, Inequalities.